Hello everybody, it's me again. The last time you did see me, well you didn't see me, you could hear my voice when I was doing a little video about the Carters in Cartagena. I never really got the connection until when I loaded up the video and I thought, why didn't I think of that before? Anyway, I missed it. Before I went away, I did a little video about our famous work shy lazy bastard, the artist formerly known as LLoyd Evans, due to his latest things are bad begging video, telling people that he can't afford to pay his rent, he's having to get bummed out and blah 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 blah, and he might be forced to leave Britain. But unfortunately, this emotional blackmail has worked again. His Patreon numbers have gone up on his latest video, because his latest video is, I think it called Somebody Likes to Say Thank You, and unbelievably he's got his eldest daughter in. And she, it was her idea to make this video, bizarrely. It was all her idea to make this video to thank all the loyal followers of the LLoyd Evans channel for enabling Daddy to stay in Croatia and not happen to go having to go to Britain and seek something called a job. And so now he's staying in Croatia, so everybody's happy. And so now good news that Daddy's able to take them on vacation. It's just unbelievably, I don't know how to say this, but how can you use your children in that manner? It's just emotional blackmail. If you look at all the comments on unbelievable, oh LLoyd, blah 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 blah. I don't suggest you watch this video. However, if you do watch this video, you will notice something really extraordinary. LLoyd's eldest daughter has an American accent. It is completely an American accent. It's really bizarre. She hasn't got a British accent. She hasn't got a Croatian accent. She has got an American accent. And I can tell you, this is my own reason on this, because my nephew's daughter also has an American accent, and the reason why she has an American accent is because nobody spends enough time with her, and she spends all the time watching YouTube videos made by American kiddies, influencers, that sort of thing, and that's where the accent has come from. And I think and it is a form of neglect, and I think this is what's happened. I may be wrong, but I think the reason why LLoyd Evans' eldest daughter has an American accent is because obviously Lloyd's too busy loading up his own videos instead of being involved with his children or jetting away to Bangkok and places like that. That is, the kiddies have had to sort of entertain themselves by watching a lot of YouTube videos of American youngsters, you know, influencers, blah 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 blah, and they've developed the accent from there. So LLoyd, if you're watching, Sunshine, why don't you spend a little bit more time with your children? Now, of course, all your sad disciples have saved the day for you, so that you don't have to come all the way back to Britain and actually do something called a fucking job. And why don't you actually just ask them, let's stop watching those American videos, and let's work on that accent, because it's really strange. It's only my theory, and I think it's probably right. So yeah, his Patreon numbers have gone up. He actually does mention that 2 people have sent him a large amount of cash that will see him through from ending the tenancy in his first place, and maybe be able to put down a deposit in the tenancy of the next place. He also references the fact that, and obviously people like me aren't the only ones to say, yeah, every time this happens, people say, why don't you get a job? And he says, well, what do you think that I've been doing for the past 13 years? This is a job. No, it's not. It isn't a job. You're just sponging off former Jehovah's Witnesses. And that's what you're doing. You're just sponging off these people. And it isn't a job. I've demonstrated before that you can actually work for a living and still do the videos. I've demonstrated this before when I was working full-time and still put up 3 videos in 1 week to show you can do it. You can watch something on the Watchtower and respond that way. So you don't it doesn't have to be your job. I've never, ever, ever, ever asked anybody to send me any money in time. And I've had lots of offers when I was doing a lot of videos about the witnesses to say, you know, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I've always said, no, I don't, because I don't want to go further down that rabbit hole. I want to have my own job and bring in my own money. But, you know, people have offered me to stay, you know, in places that they have abroad, which is really, really nice. But, you know, I want to be, you know, I don't want to rely on my own hard work so I can go on holiday like I was last week, because I want to have some self-respect. And obviously Lloyd Evans doesn't want to have any self-respect. He doesn't have any self-respect. And by putting his daughter on this latest video, it just shows how low he really got. It's honestly, it's cringing. You can watch it if you like, but somebody on the thread has actually done a synopsis on it. So you're probably best reading the synopsis, which I'll probably put in the description so you don't have to watch it. And it is cringe. It may be up there in maybe one of the worst Lloyd Evans videos of all time, but there's been so many. But this is just a new low in the many lows of a guy I wish would lie low forever. Anyway, yeah, I'm back from holiday, went on that thread, and I wish I hadn't done that, because obviously it's a little bit upset me. Well, for all the right reasons, I suppose. Just to think how people go from being involved in one, you know, messiah, one false prophet, and then they need a new disciple, and it's Lloyd Evans. And despite they think, yeah, he helped us leave the witnesses, you know, what does that even mean? Just because somebody initially helped you leave the witnesses, does that mean they can go and do whatever they like, use prostitutes, you know, commit adultery, abandon the children? Does it still mean that they deserve to be funded just because they put up an interesting video once about the generations and that sort of made them realise that the witnesses are a lot of shit? No, you don't have to do that. You know, you just go, right, okay, you did that once, but the guy's a complete arsehole and it's time to move on. Anyway, that's me. That's all I'm saying about it. And I will still probably get people come on this video. The last video I did about Lloyd, because I haven't done any for a long time, as you're aware, was going on about, why don't you leave him alone, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and I've said this so many times. I do videos about the Carters, because all of a sudden it's in your face, and all of a sudden this Lloyd Evans thing, it never dies down. It never dies down. It never goes away. Oh, by the way, Lloyd, if you're watching this, how's those court cases going? You know, you were like going to clear your name, and you obviously were paying a solicitor a lot of money to send out letters and then go to court and all this, and you'd be giving us regular updates. As far as I'm aware, there hasn't been any about the 7 people that you were, you know, trying to extort money out of. So I'm wondering how that's going, Lloyd. You said you were going to clear your name and you were going to, you know, put a lot of money into that. And you're still using the services of a solicitor? Probably not. So basically, you're never going to clear your name, because anybody would know that basically your name, if you Google it, it comes up with a whole lot of interesting things. I can't wait for the eldest daughter to just Google Daddy's name and go, what the fuck? Daddy, did you really leave? Well, let's just sit down. Things are bad. Anyway, I'm going because unlike somebody I know, I've got work in the morning. Oh dear, no peace for the wicked. Bye-bye.